this time, we got a run back here in losers finals of Strawhat versus Mr. Brodie Lee, getting into game number 1, most likely on PS2, but we'll see what happens. King Fatbird is a combo meal.
Dude, we got the exalted one himself, DDD. We got Strawhat. What some would consider this the Dark Order versus the elite of New Jersey in Strawhat right now. A big situation coming out. But right now, Mr. Brodie Lee has got to stay on top of Strawhat going into this match here, or else.
Oh wait, is this Animus? This would
match.
make so much more sense to me now because with how well this DDD is playing if this is Animus.
Who knows?
I'm not sure. Either way, still, this has been a great game. You know what, honestly, amongst all of the wider stages they could get, like, FD actually doesn't seem like the worst idea. Like, sure, there's no platforms and such, but also there's no platforms for Strawhat to kind of run around to, too.
I was going to say, I would not want to give Strawhat any platforms, especially in this matchup. I feel like giving the platforms to a character like Young Link, especially when you're as big as DDD, is just a death wish waiting to happen as I say that.
Great job covering the recovery, but also the shield poke's gonna happen from that forward air. Really hard to deal with. Also confirmed by WebJP that this actually is Atomisk, so this makes much more sense to me now.
Yeah, I like calling him Brodie Lee.
Well, I mean, I'm gonna call him Brodie Lee. I just didn't realize that it was same one. Either way, I learned something today.
The more you know. But either way, right now, Brodie Lee getting off to a really good start against Strawhat, but now Strawhat bringing it right back, playing how he needs to play, playing these projectiles game right now. This Gordo takes what 1-2% to be knocked back whatsoever. So the second now that he throws out any projectile, you're putting a Brodie Lee immediately at a disadvantage.
Now, something weird that I like to refer to as, I call it the rule of 80. In these matchups, you're always going to get to like the 80% window, and you're all gonna get that forward air off stage once again. The same exact kill situation. I mean, like,
set up everything, dude.
The rule of 80 don't matter when you get the kill beforehand. That's what I was basically getting at. Like, you have to accept in this matchup, you're going to take this damage. What do you do post that when you're out of those combo windows is what matters. And also, another fair to close it out. A very even game here between Strawhat and Brodie Lee.
Yeah, we're seeing a player like Brodie Lee who's shown to be really good at just adapting, and especially after these two have already played against each other. We've seen Strawhat struggle with the adaptation play earlier in the night against Hungrybox, and now we're seeing Mr. Brodie Lee shine right here with it, bring this game to be much closer than we thought earlier. And right now, Strawhat just trying to throw these projectiles, trying to close out any distance possible between him and Mr. Brodie Lee. But Mr. Brodie Lee is all on top of him right now, getting the roll out of the tech there to avoid the dash attack.
I can already just preemptively anticipate with the way that like these two are playing here in game 1, that we probably see a game 5 out of these two. Like, I would not be surprised if that's where the set goes, because just look at how, like, even though Brodie Lee's been taking a lot of damage, now we're at that kill frame window, can Strawhat close it out before Brodie Lee gets one of these early edge guards again?
Listen, I'm praying that this game goes to game 5, man. I mean, listen, if I can watch these two fight forever, I would do it. I would do it in a heartbeat. But right now, fight forever, no more. Oh, spoke too soon? Spoke a little too soon right there.
Just luckily
missing that.
Like, just barely missing that back air kill, like, and also just avoiding the forwarder too. Thank you, Rough Trip, as well, coming through with the follow.
Right now, this is actually a situation. Wow, I'm just gonna shut up. Fuck that.
That honestly, that he had such a small window to do it, but great call on that. Rolling right underneath, able to sneak in and get that up tilt to close that stock out. Like, you're trying to find your gap. You're trying to find your window of opportunity to punish Young Link where they're trying to put out that wall, and it's such a small window when you're a big character like that. But great job from Brodie Lee, able to roll in and get that anti-air up tilt, because pretty much outside of like a traded down air, you were always getting that kill there.
Yeah, great job coming out there, as you said, from Atomisk. Brodie Lee, who knows if WebJP is correct with this tag change. But we're also seeing, like, that up tilt has just been absurd for Mr. Brodie Lee tonight.
Yeah, like, 100%. Like, it's
just been the kill move.
Yeah, you basically have an Mario up smash as an up tilt. Like, having the ability to cover that type of range, have that anti-air, and also you don't use it too much outside of, like, maybe early combos. So it's usually pretty fresh. So you're not anticipating it sometimes. as the character approaching, because like, okay, what do they have out of shield? They're probably gonna like short hop Nair, right? Which is still a really good choice, but that up air, up tilt able to close it in very similar to what happened last time. We saw that Brodie Lee was able to get game 1, and then we went to Town and City, and then things went bad. So let's see if maybe the adjustments will come through with Strawhat, or if Brodie Lee figured it out.
See, I also was seeing at the very beginning of this game, the combo to get Strawhat immediately off stage, close to ledge, getting that tether grab to get back to stage and everything. Like, both times Mr. Brodie Lee has gone for that forward air to kind of just keep him off stage a little longer. But I want to see like more of those down airs or neutral airs or something. Like, don't even need to keep him off stage that long. He's at low percent. It's gimp options. Like, I would love to see those back airs, down airs, neutral airs. I feel like the forward air is just like a little asking a little too much, especially when that chain, when that little grappling hook is gonna send in Strawhat to the ledge so quick.
That shield dropping solo. The pressure is very much increasing for Strawhat, just barely missing that fair. Also, I resent the fact that Stu called me a dweeb for dipping my fries into barbecue sauce. My friend, you cut that out. But anyways,
into the barbecue
here we go,
sauce.
getting I dip it in the barbecue sauce. But getting that falling back here, able to close out the stock first once again. Like, this has really been the detriment so far to Strawhat. Is Strawhat is able to put on the percent, and then Brodie Lee closes out the stock first. That is huge in this matchup. There we go. Once again, much like game 1, gonna close it out with the fair after losing the first stock.
And right now, the Exalted One is calling upon the power of the Dark Order. The Dark Order doing great things for Mr. Brodie Lee right now and wants to continue this success. But Strawhat's saying no, dude. Strawhat's not letting him have anything of it right now. Any momentum whatsoever is just being halted by these projectiles.
Here's the thing, though. Like, we've seen this a few times, right? Where Brodie goes to 90-ish, and then 3 hits later, we're back to a point where Brodie Lee ends up taking the game away. Like, it's all been the detriment to this matchup so far in this losers finals has been Strawhat gets him to kill percent and then can't kill first. That is huge when you're fighting someone that gets like DDD.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like I was saying before, the adaptation game, Straw has been doing great tonight, but his biggest downfall has been the adaptation game, not his own adaptation game. Mind you, like, that, like, it's definitely not been doing amazing tonight, but it's his adaptation against, like, it's his opponent's adaptation game, and him able to recover from it. His, like, he, as you said, he gets his opponents to a high percentage, but once it comes time to get that kill, once it comes time to lock it out, Strawhat really begins to struggle. And it's something where we've seen Brodie Lee, we've seen Amaryllis, we've seen H-Box. They just get these hit after hit, kill after kill on Strawhat.
I will say, to be fair, that situation right there is so stressful because you're already trying to avoid the back air. You know it's coming eventually. You might want to maybe drop the platform eventually. And then the platform dips out on you real quick. It's like, all right, hold up. Look, I'm tired of this. Y'all need to fight and get going. I got things to do. And luckily for Brodie Lee, able to get that back air to close it out. We're still in a situation where at 95%, once again, very similar to before, and gets the jump read with the up air.
See, there's just things I'm noticing, though, with Strawhat's play right now. You are Young Link. You are facing a DDD at 95% at the time. Why are you going in for the up smash at that point? Like, I don't see, like, the true benefit. It's not going to kill at 95% on a character like DDD. You're much better off continuing to zone him out.
I think it's one of those things. It happens to a lot of us. Like, we're behind, right? We want to get the kill. We want to close out the game. So instead of playing to your strengths, you end up pushing the initiative a little too much. And this is what was working for Strawhat before. Holding down the ledge, not letting Brodie get by, and then reading stuff like that jump. By that time, Brodie able to retreat and get through. Here we go, gets the roll once again. Is he going to be able to read the defensive option of choice? Going to get the up tilt, not going to close it out, but one of those up airs could, so you have to be very careful. That move is very strong.
And that's exactly what Strawhat needed there. The forward air out of the fire arrow, now into the just quick drop down Nair. Great work coming out there from Strawhat.
Yeah, solid frame trap, because if you try to jump there, you die. If you air dodge away, you got to hope that Nair doesn't kill you. And great job from Strawhat, able to get that into that situation where he's able to get game number 2. But had to fight for it for sure. After that first stock, we were talking about how he wasn't really able to close out the stocks before his opponent. Finally was able to do so, and things switched up. So we'll see how things go from this point forward. Probably going to see another stage switch. I don't think that we stay on one stage like at all throughout this matchup, because it's way too matchup dependent on this.
Dude, and you, like, We were talking about moves earlier that is just like, why is this move as good as it is? Why is this move as strong as it is? Why is Young Link Nair as strong as it is? Why is that move kill? Why is that move frame 3? Like, why does that move exist?
Like, this joke is overkill, but it really does pay the bills and then some. Like, that and Link just have way too much going for it. Also, thank you, ERMM45. It's close enough in letters, I'm gonna call you Ermac. So thank you so much for the follow, coming through with that. We're getting here into game number 3, running it onto Smashville. I like this idea because you have much less room you have to work with, and you get to box a bit more with. You're gonna force Strawhat to have to fight you a lot more often.
Yeah, I said it before, and I want to say it again with this match. I'm seeing Strawhat not play to his advantage as much as I would want to in this match, just because now it's becoming a closer match. I want to see Strawhat zone more. Oh my, that could have been really bad. I want to see Strawhat zone more. He doesn't need to approach as much as he is against Brodie Lee. This is a case where we've seen these up tilts just murder Mr. Brodie Lee's competitors, and it's such a quick, easy out of shield option, and we see stuff like that. You approach, you die, dude. Off stage, you die, bro.
It's so easy to just say, oh, he should just recover high, but at the same time, like, okay, you recover high, now you're in a free fall, waiting for DDD, who's digging deep, looking for another fair, but the early up B is gonna shut that down.
And the thing is, you could say anything you want, like, oh, you should have recovered high. 95% of y'all in chat would have been in the same situation. 95% of y'all in chat would have recovered low, bro. Like, none of that shit.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You're trying to find your way around it, and Brodie Lee just swinging for the fences, recognizing the jump was incoming, and the up smash gonna take it. And this stage is paying dividends on the counter pick. Good job getting that confirming the up B and getting it one stock closer, but you got to play perfectly these next 2 stocks to get yourself back into a spot where Brodie Lee is losing some momentum.
Yeah, right now, I pray that Strawhat is realizing he needs to change something here, because, man, something's not working out right now. Yeah, he got that stock, but at what cost? He paid 2 stocks to get 1, and right now it's just a bad situation for Strawhat here.
It really has been just the 90% window. Like, every time that Strawhat gets percentage, it's always to 90, and then it stops, and then Brodie just picks it back up and just starts getting in. And we're already seeing 60% here. If you roll right there, you die. Looking for the for the forward air, but not gonna get anything. It's gonna actually get forced into the stage instead of straight up, and no tech coming through. Brodie's going up 2-1 here against Strawhat. That stage was a huge difference. I don't think we even come close to seeing Smashville again for the rest of the set.
Kevorkian, do we have replay functionality? Can we run that back for 2 seconds, that final kill? Because I swear, my dude got hit on the right side of that hammer, and I swear my man DI'd to the left, which is what cost him and made him hit that ledge there, because my man was on that right side.
The only thing I can think of there is maybe I mean, if you DI out there, you're going to probably die because you're too far downstage and maybe like, DI into the corner. So it might have been a situation for Strawhat to look to tech into the stage, or maybe just go straight up because you're already too low. You probably just don't die off the top at that point. Either way, didn't work out. I agree. That was really odd because you got hit on the right and got pushed to the left. But for now, we're going into game number 4. Currently, Brodie Lee up 2-1 in a DDD versus Young Link matchup at that. Very difficult matchup, of course, to play. We're going to run it right back to Town and City.
Bro, I'm gonna point it out too, because I'm reading chat. Chat's making a good point. Ajax, did you see a single grab coming out from Strawhat last game?
No. Like, it's just one of those things where I think Strawhat's a little bit too afraid to go for the grabs for the sake of not wanting to get grabbed himself and get like a lot of damage. But at the same token, if you're not going to grab a lot, you need to make that zoning game work. And all of a sudden now the grabs are coming.
Yeah, but you've talked about it multiple times, because you hear about you talk about these like 90%, all of a sudden the match is completely changed. I feel like this is a habit almost in a way, because 90%, once you get to 90% with that Young Link against your opponent, now's the time where most characters are going to be like, okay, now's the time where, like, here are my kill options now. Now my kill options have opened up. Now this. This is a completely different scenario and doesn't allow for that. So I feel like this is possibly a bad force of habit coming out from Strawhat here. Now trying to change his playstyle to go for that kill instead of what he needs to continue for at least like 20, maybe 30 more %. And wow, that air dodge just SDing.
Yeah, that worked out because he was in a situation where he just got hit by the up B, so it was probably a buffered air dodge instead of trying to maybe tech something. But that's going to work out for Strawhat and maybe get some momentum back in their side. I agree, though. Like, one of the things that is one of the strengths of Young Link is that kill percent, especially at the ledge. Everybody's holding shield because you're just throwing projectiles. That forward throw can kill, so you have to make people respect that option. Otherwise, they're just going to stay in shield.
Yeah, but we haven't seen those. We haven't seen these good grab attempts coming out from Strawhat here. Almost every grab that he's gone for is either not existed or whiffed because of a good spot dodge coming out from Brodie Lee, coming out from a reactionary move coming out from Brodie Lee. So it's something that Strawhat has now had to adjust to, but hasn't been able to adjust well enough. Right now, we're seeing this here. Brodie Lee's at a high percentage, 121. Now we're starting to see Strawhat come in more. That could have been an up smash confirm right there out of that drop down nair, but instead rolling away, missing the kill opportunity. Getting that nair, just not gonna kill.
Reverse hit a nair. Luckily for Brodie Lee, not gonna die to that one just yet. Strawhat looking for something, but realizing it wasn't there, so just gonna retreat back to the stage and cancel with the down air. But this is one of those spots right here. You're putting out all these projectiles, right? Oh, there you go. First hit of forward air, though. Get that time being a bit more of a bait, looking for the inhale to punish it out. So that worked out. That was a good ledge trap for Strawhat.
Yeah, that's the stuff that I've been waiting to see from Strawhat coming out. That's the stuff that he's so good at doing, but we just haven't been able to see it. Whether that be a lack on Strawhat's part or just the praisability coming out from the defense of the exalted one, Mr. Brodie Lee, that's yet to be seen. But right now, Strawhat's one stock away from being eliminated here, Ajax. What does he have to do here?
I think the big thing is just the mix-up game needs to stay consistent. Like, obviously, right now, with this percent window, don't approach. Like, even though the inhale is there, what do? You take at most a few percent. But once you start jumping like that, you're giving Brodie the opportunity to get those air-to-airs. So you control the ledge, you force a situation where you find that down tilt or maybe a forward throw high enough percent, and almost getting hit by the forward smash in that situation and getting that much closer to 63% to 147.
I think I saw my life flash before my eyes right there. And did he do it? Wow, the bomb going off too. The bomb. Strawhat saying, nah, not yet, bro. Y'all can say whatever you want. Y'all can say it on the commentary. Y'all can say it on the chat. Y'all can say whatever you want about how I'm playing. But this is going to a game 5 now.
That was much better played at that last stock. You saw that it seemed like Strawhat started to slow it down a bit more, put out some more projectiles, and just go for a bit more clanks. Like, make it so all you need is to find that one mistaked forward air. It's like, when you're running into a big body, you're letting them play the game. You're letting the grappler have a chance to play. Granted, DDD being one of the disjointed big bodies with that hammer, but still, we've already seen multiple times that once you give up that damage, DDD's able to rack it up again very fast. It's real easy to say all on paper, just zone like this, but really in this matchup, you kind of just have to. So we'll see what happens in game 5. This is counter pick advantage to Brodie Lee. So let's see. I don't think we see Smashville again, but definitely one of the better stages for him. So probably a small stage is what Brodie Lee is aiming for here.
I would be so surprised if Strawhat even remotely lets him come back to Smashville. I'm telling you right now, that first stage ban was Smashville.
Oh yeah, for sure.
My man's like, nah. My man's like, nah.
Yeah, that match went way too well in the favor of Brodie with the smaller stage. But still, that does force you into a situation where you have to give up possibly something that'll work better for DDD. Let's see where game 5 is. I don't think we run it back to town. It's already a couple W's in the pocket of Strawhat.
No
never
way.
mind. All right, I'm holding my first L tonight for the stage breaks. We're running it back to town and city.
That's crazy, bro. I'm shocked that this is the stage that we got.
Yeah, honestly, like the past few W's have gone in favor for Strawhat here on this stage. So let's see. It's already getting good damage, but again, you got to think the rule of 60 or rule of 80 or whatever for this matchup. You're gonna take that percent early. It's always going to happen off those combos. How do you play around that afterwards and see if Brodie can make the adjustment? Already doing so, getting this back close to even.
Yeah, I don't want to see Strawhat getting close on this DDD until 80-90% like we talked about, and that's gonna do it already. That's the play I want to see coming out from Strawhat. Just fantastic projectile play. Keep the DD at distance. Smother the hell out of Mr. Brodie Lee. Don't let him get any moves off. Keep these projectiles flying, and then when it's time, come in. Great plays coming out from Strawhat that first time.
That's the thing right there too, because like, all right, every time that boomerang happens, not much else has happened post that. Good job going for, instead of the early side B, going for the low one. That forced the jump, and that was pretty much Brodie Lee's stock to miss right there with that forward air. Great job closing that out.
I said it before, like, and we talked about it before with that low recovery to high recovery. That's about the third or fourth time in this set that's been the exact kill on Strawhat. But again, it's one of those situations, like, what do you do there? Because, again, if you go high, you're just going to be in free fall. Like, you don't have a lot of options there.
Agreed, and thank you so much, Incognito, for coming through with that follow here in Losers Finals. We're in game number 5. It's just, again, one of those things we're seeing both these players play very solid. Like, this has been as even as you possibly can get, but it's on Strawhat to control the pace of the game like that. Oh, thanks, Drex, for the sub hype coming through.
Yeah,
Mr.
No
on the
problem,
commentary
bud.
and throwing in the sub. Well, I would not be surprised. Here we go, get the bomb into forward air. Luckily, the bomb going off at the right time. Gonna close out that stock.
Great job with these Gordo plays coming out right now. Wow, the deep shot.
Going
Coming
for
out
not
from the
one,
Exalted
but two. This second time that deep shot worked just outright. This is as even as we could possibly get. Getting the quick 70%, that was pretty, and now let's see what Brodie Lee can do about it.
This is it. This is the 80-90. This is what we've been talking about this entire set. Now in game 5, does anything change from Strawhat here? Does his playstyle change? Does he find a way to make this set his and continue on to get that rematch that he so desperately wants? Because you have to think right now, HBox is watching this. HBox is studying this. HBox has the download on both of these competitors right now, and especially already having to face Strawhat earlier, you know that it's going to be a tough situation either way.
Oh, there's the grab, getting on the frame trap there, and I agree, yeah, the fact that HBox has been able to get so much data watching this match right now, and if you're Brodie Lee, you have no mistakes allowed left at the ledge. If you get caught by one of those arrows or one of those boomerangs at the ledge close enough, that fair is going to take you out. So you look for the anti-air up smash because Strawhat tried to approach, and that's going to close out the game. My goodness, at 74%, still closing it off. What a ridiculously played set, but Brodie Lee is going to take it over Strawhat in game 5 here at Fusion.exe in Losers Finals.
Bro, I'm telling you, I don't care what percent you're at. You never doubt Dark Order. Dark Order moving on. Mr. Brodie Lee, the TNT champion, moving on to fight HBox in the grand finals.
Honestly, well played on both players' parts. Like, Strawhat was doing a great job of trying to get in, trying